Murder, murder, murder media. Come and get it, yo, murder media. Murder, murder, yo, murder media.
There was that ant that stood up to me.
Yeah, but we can forget about him.
Yeah, it was just one ant. One ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss, they're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this brain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
This is it, y'all. This is what's going on. This is politics.
How about this one?
Are you kidding?
How about this?
Politics.
Let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay?
The picture I showed you is my dad's ashes. When he died, I needed to prove something to myself, but I needed to prove it in images. Somehow I got a permission to use UNAM's microscopes, and that's when PhDs in physics and chemistry and biology, they all said that what I was going to observe was white, black and gray, which is ashes. When I went into the lab, the doctor was just staring into the microscope. And when he finally called me and said come see, it was shocking for everyone, and especially for all the scientists. They weren't expecting that. And so it was just mind-blowing for me.
And if you're a deep analytical type person and you're just looking for the answers in life, I have a lot more content I want to share with you. And I want to let you know that you're welcome here on the journey to finding truth. Like this video.
What's the best part of Hell Week?
One of the moments of reprieve is when you go into the chow hall. Yeah. So it's got temperature control. And you're going to go in there and you're going to eat. So you have 15, 20 minutes of no one's bothering you. One of my few memories of Hell Week, I fell asleep face first in my spaghetti. Because I was comfortable, I was warm for a second, but when you get done with chow, they immediately come in and start yelling, screaming, get out there. As soon as you walk out, they got freezing cold hoses and they're hosing you back down to get you wet again. But here's what's funny. The instructors, they sit outside with hoses and spray the windows to let you know.
Turns out in the past, these things actually used to have charging stations. Even the Navy was involved with charging them. And then magically, this technology is done away with. What else are they hiding?
My uncle found this in his attic when he moved it years ago, and he kept it. What y'all think? This kind of creepy.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. The day he was born.
What the heck?
Where he from? Homo. They don't say where he from.
Have you ever wondered what a humiliation ritual for celebrities looks like? If not, just take a look at this video. In it, you can watch a young streamer who recently began growing abnormally fast on social media, gaining hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of views literally every day while running very passive video game streams daily. However, quite recently, without any hints or build-up, he decided to appear on one of his streams wearing a dress, behaving very unnaturally, showing a fake smile, unnatural laughter, and most importantly, completely censoring any questions about his appearance or why he suddenly decided to dress this way. This shocked the internet and sparked a lot of discussion about whether this appearance could be a real humiliation ritual that, according to rumors, virtually all Hollywood stars, bloggers, YouTubers, and now even streamers are supposed to go through in order to gain fame. But what do you think about this situation? Is it a humiliation ritual, or did the streamer simply decide to suddenly change his image? Write your opinion in the comments.
An actress who was in Scarface went missing after telling people she saw something she shouldn't have. Tammy Lynn Liepert was a teen beauty queen and budding actress. In July 1982, after filming the movie Spring Break and posing for the movie poster, she went to a house party alone. Her family and friends say that she returned from this party a completely different person. Her once bubbly personality was now quiet and paranoid. She even told her mom that she saw something awful that she wasn't supposed to see, and she also asked her mom, "What would you do if I told you somebody was trying to kill me?" A few months later, she would land her non-speaking role in Scarface, and while on set, she became extremely upset after seeing a character get shot and the blood packets splurt blood out. This episode was bad, and the crew members were unable to tell if she was in actual danger or just paranoid. But they called her mom and told her to take her to both a psychologist and a police station. Later at the police station, Tammy clammed up and didn't really say anything. But back at home, she was going so far as to not drink from something that had already been opened for fear that it could be poisoned. On July 1st, 1983, the family's automatic locking front door locked Tammy in the front yard, and she actually grabbed a baseball bat and broke a window to get back in the house. This resulted in 72 hours in a psychiatric center, and Tammy was discharged with no evidence of a mental health issue or of drug or alcohol use. On July 5th, she went to church with a friend and cried several times during this and told that friend that she might be going away for a while. Tammy's behavior was extremely paranoid and erratic, and some days she'd be acting fine, while other days she would be extremely on edge. The last day she was ever seen was July 6th, 1983, when a friend picked her up to take her to the beach. They got into an argument in the car, and Tammy asked to be dropped off in front of the glass bank in downtown Cocoa Beach. She had no purse or identification, and she was seen walking along Highway A1A. She also called her aunt's costume shop 3 different times, leaving messages. She also called a friend and got the voicemail, and this was the last time that Tammy was ever seen or heard from. Why would this 17-year-old girl be so afraid for her life, and also why would she be okay getting dropped off in public and walking home? Maybe Tammy witnessed some illegal activity at that party and was threatened to keep quiet, but after she couldn't keep her cool, it was easier for these people to just get rid of her. Tammy's mom said her daughter once told her that her friend had bragged about having a large-scale money laundering operation, and this operation had cops and bankers involved. This is also interesting because when she had her freakout on the set of Scarface, she was also talking about money laundering. It's possible that someone ordered a hit on her or that she was taken into the witness protection program. Clearly, something was going on, but it could have also meant that she ran away from home. But since she was walking on the side of the road, someone could have easily abducted her. Anyone with information on this case should contact the Cocoa Beach police.
The speech is already written, and we might just get hit with the biggest reveal of the century. According to a UK filmmaker, a Trump administration insider just told him that a full disclosure speech is planned for July 8th, 2026, where Donald Trump will reveal to the world that we humans are not alone, that aliens are real. The filmmaker Mark Christopher Lee, who has directed his own UFO documentaries like UFO Encounters of the Fifth Kind, claims he personally trusts his insider source, who has been extensively vetted for legitimacy, who says that Trump's speech has already been written, set for July 8th, the anniversary date of the Roswell UFO crash, where he will tell the world for the first time in history that extraterrestrials and UFOs are among us. Conspiracy theorists have been on an absolutely generational run lately, but given Trump's history of being the loose cannon that he is, it's highly possible this disclosure may come out even earlier, or maybe not at all now that this insider has leaked it to the world. It is interesting to note, however, that Steven Spielberg's next big film, Disclosure Day, which comes out just a month before on June 12, 2026, is also about exactly this, a global revelation of extraterrestrial life. Have the UFO transparency hearings, the Nazca mummies, and the normalization of alien sightings in the news over the past few years, and now this movie, all part of their plan to warm us up to quite possibly the biggest revelation in human history.
Answered for yet as of now regarding the files, in my estimation, is the mention of Tim Tebow, the former Heisman Trophy winner, NFL player, minor league baseball player, and
Tebow's in those, y'all, that's crazy.
Guy who runs hedge fund that invests in technology, crypto, and now tries to find missing and lost and abused children, getting funds from the government while lobbying Congress and the president directly as a Christian conservative, who once in his past, deep, dark past, used to go to the Philippines at Uncle Dick's Christian Mission, a place founded by his own father, to assist in performing circumcisions on men and children. I'm former MLB agent Joshua Kuznick, and no one finds it weird that Tim Tebow, the Christian that I just described, was at a party with Ari Emanuel, the talent agent, Rahm Emanuel's brother. What was he doing at that party where an Epstein victim was trafficked? Can someone ask him?
Do you guys ever feel like we're being lied to about everything? The first man to make it into the stratosphere in 1931 told Popular Mechanic it looked like a flat disc with an upturned edge when he was describing the Earth. Why is Florida offering a license plate to stand with this foreign nation when you can't get one to stand with Canada, Mexico, Ireland, or any other country on Earth? Why does this photo from NASA of Mars look exactly like this landscape in Algeria? Do you know by 1939, 60% of all the investment in Palestine's newcomer funding came from the funny mustache man who hated them so much? And why does his face have color in it like blood's still flowing even though he's unalived laying on his back?
So apparently this guy is one of the reasons we even have microtransactions in Call of Duty. And yes, the reason they're called
video
CP
games,
too.
Y'all, right there.
As if ruining the lives of the kids he took to his island wasn't enough, he somehow found a way to mess with kids all over the world just trying to play Call of Duty. Truly unreal. Emails that came out show that Jeffrey Epstein's advisors were talking to former Activision CEO Bobby Kotick as early as 2013 about microtransactions in Call of Duty. And the wild part? They could have picked any word that means currency, but they landed on one that abbreviates to CP. You really can't make that up. Honestly, it's not shocking that Kotick's name is in this mess. For years, he allegedly knew about the harassment and abuse issues at Blizzard and chose to ignore them. It gets even stranger. In 2018, Epstein's advisors reportedly told him to buy Activision Blizzard stock ahead of Black Ops 4 because they believed Blackout would be a hit. Apparently, Epstein himself was a huge Black Ops 4 player and was all in on Blackout, ride or die. At this point, you could almost jokingly label any developer who pushes aggressive microtransactions as an Epstein disciple. Dark humor, sure, but the connections are still disturbing.
All of us were in, we stayed at it was the Bellagio, I think.
Bellagio, gorgeous
Vegas.
hotel.
And
they didn't know what hit them.
It was literally like a bunch of 8-year-olds got in.
Rebels Run the Palace. It was terrible.
My pal Richard Kind, who you know, is very funny. I remember when Richard came to visit.
Yes.
And we were staying down in these rooms down at the bottom of the casino, and we had a rollaway bed, for Richard. And we were all up drinking and talking, and Pitt was there, and Pretty Boy Damon was there, and all that. And Richard falls asleep on his rollaway bed.
Whilst we're all kind of chatting, we're having a little cocktail party around him and his cot.
And we take the cot and we wheel it up into the middle of the casino and leave him there.
Come on.
Was a friend?
Was an agent.
Yeah.
In the United States government under the code name Tim Osman.
With the Russians.
Yeah, the Russians. They needed to get in Afghanistan. They wanted to get the Russians out of Afghanistan. They called on Osama. And he said, okay, fine, I'll help you to get them out. And they gave agreements. They gave him money. And they gave him intelligence information. The moment that happened, he got him out. He said, okay, good. Well, where's, the end of your bargain? They said, forget this. We're not going to give you nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. He turned on America. Same thing with Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was a friend of America. He was a good friend of the Bush family.
Yeah.
They gave him money. He actually was built into a military power with over $80 million. They did that for Saddam Hussein. He was given the key to the city of Detroit.
There's nothing that quite prepares you for what ocean swimming is like unless you've been accustomed to it. I was in Maui and I rented a car and we drove to a beach. I forget where. There's no one on this beach. So I go, oh, this looks fucking rad. The shore was like at a decline and it started to hold me back. I just felt that panic. I wasn't too far out where I was able to get my footing, swim, and then like power through it and get out. That was terrifying. And when I get back to the hotel is when I talked to one of the staff and I was like, I got in the water there. And they're like, you got in the water there? You'll drown there. No one's supposed to swim there. You'll drown. You'll die there.
How about a sign?
Yeah, nothing.
The glitter conspiracy, this main glitter manufacturing, it's called GlitterX.
GlitterX.
And one guy from the New York Times went and it was like weirdly top secret. He was talking to one of the higher ups and the guy's like, yeah.
Because there's a shortage.
Yeah, so
that's the biggest thing.
There's a shortage in the world.
He started talking to him just because he's like, okay, so there's a shortage. What's happening? Who's your bit? Like, he's just asking questions.
Yeah. And so he asked if he can get a tour of the place. And the guy's like, absolutely not. He said you can't see the glitter being made.
Why?
He said you can't even be in a room next to it and hear how it's being made.
What about the sound of it being made, Wood?
Don't know. But there's one company, she said, that is the biggest buyer of all glitter. And he says, what is it? And she said, I can't tell you that. He said, if I looked at it, would I know it's glitter? Talking about the product that they use this glitter in, the main buyer of glitter. And she said, no, not really. They don't want anyone to know that it is glitter.
They just put Jay-Z in the Epstein blender and now they saying he on the run? This shit getting crazy. But let me tell you about something that people ain't noticing. about Jay-Z and Beyonce, frankly. Do you notice who was not at the Grammy Awards yesterday? Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now, somebody might say that's no big deal, but they've been at the past 3 or 4 Grammys. They barely ever missed the Grammys. But that ain't the only thing that's crazy. Also, you know what else is crazy? Remember when all that Diddy stuff was coming out, where it was linking Diddy and Jay-Z and all those assaults and allegations? Well, remember Jay-Z came out standing 10 toes on everybody, threatening to sue everybody, go to court. He said, why don't y'all make it criminal? Remember, he was talking hella shit. But his name get mentioned in this Epstein blender shit, and I ain't heard from him. I mean, Kendrick Lamar broke Jay-Z's record for Grammys, and with that being on the line, wouldn't you be there? Jay-Z is the ambassador to hip hop, and one of the young and up and comers break your record at the Grammys, and you ain't there, and you ain't speaking out about this shit. Why was your name on there? If it was just your name, explain it then? Cause right now, Jay-Z and the rest of the celebrities, they so quiet you can hear a cat piss on cotton, and I don't like it.
This is a migrant hotel.
Oh, what a find. What a find, guys. Look at this baby food. All thrown out. Brand new as well. Paid for by the Home Office. Look at this.
Just donate it, man. You know what I mean? Like, damn. Just throw it in the trash. Don't care about nothing but money. That's it. Nothing but money.
Filled with baby food at a migrant hotel in the UK.
There you go, look. Expires 15th for the first 26. It's all just gone out of date. Just throwing it all. Wow. Got all these mattresses as well. That's barbaric.
Barbaric. That was a skip full of unopened baby formula found, at the perimeters of a migrant hotel in the UK. Thousands of pounds worth. Brand new. Thrown away because it wasn't getting used. Now, listen. Do you know what really sickens me about this situation? Like I said, we have got hundreds of thousands of children living in this country without food, completely in food poverty, Parents are literally skipping meals. Families are relying on food banks. Homeless mothers with babies. And yet, baby food is literally being binned on a mass scale. So, let's just ask the question that no one wants to answer. Why is there even baby formula being thrown away at all? If there are babies in these hotels, if they're genuinely asylum seekers and people running away from third world wars, then why is the food that's meant to be for them ending up in the skips? And if there aren't any babies in these hotels, then why is baby formula being ordered with taxpayers' money in the first place? Is it to cover up the fact that there might be families there, but there actually isn't? Either way, something is seriously wrong right now, and it definitely needs to be spoken about. But obviously, for sense reasons, this was all just for entertainment, and I'm as fictional as that.
Sold to the devil? How else can you explain us being here on the I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
What is it with this comment? Why could we make a compilation with hours of footage of people from Hollywood saying this exact same thing? Is it some inside joke? Or is it something much deeper? Take any successful entertainer in this industry, and at some point, and you will be able to find them say something similar at some point in the career. Why is this? You clearly have an angle, so do tell what you're trying to get at, but tell it to the ones that do idolize you and think that you're great. Because you see us here, we know what's going on.
You want to be guaranteed rich? Start a Roth IRA today. Max it out over the next however many freaking years. You'll be fine. You'll have so much money. If you start in your 20s, start in your 30s, you're still fine. Start in your 40s. Who gives a shit?
So a Roth IRA is one of the most powerful wealth building tools you have at your disposal because money goes in after it's been taxed on your paycheck, then your money grows tax-free and you can pull the money out tax-free. Because here's the crazy part. If you max out your Roth IRA every single year, and in 2025 it is $7,000, for 2026 it is $7,500, and you got a 10% rate of return. Over the course of that 30 years, you would have a little over $1 million in that Roth IRA. And guess what? About $850,000 of that $1 million would be completely tax-free. This is the power of the Roth IRA because the growth of your money is completely tax-free. So it is one of the most powerful accounts that are out there. Now, I know what you high earners are going to be saying is, hey, I can't contribute to a Roth IRA. I make too much. Well, look and do some research into backdoor Roth conversions. That is the way to get your dollars into a Roth IRA if you make too much money. Listen, if you want help from me, comment MMA19 down below and I'll send you a link to Master Money Academy. That's where we help hundreds of people every single week just like you, and it is our community of people who are looking to build wealth, and we support each other.
Ever seen an Apache helicopter up close? These 22-year-old kids are flying them, and they've got a helmet with a mask, and they activate the goggles so that wherever they turn, the helicopter turns. They've got eye sensors, so where their eyes go, the guns go. So you look at it, you kill it.
Are they saying that's Epstein? I just caught that. I thought it was like an alien.
Have you ever seen that video of the lady in Florida? She's on like a small bridge and a panther runs by her. Ever seen it?
No.
Oh my God. It is a shit your pants and a half moment. Look at this. This lady's on this bridge. So she's hanging out. She's walking on this bridge. She's like, look, everything is so pretty.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy shit.
What powerful person, whenever they go to get them an apartment downtown, where's their penthouse? It's at the top. You go to a hotel and check in and tell them you want the presidential suite. Where's it going to be? It ain't going to be next door to the gift shop on the first floor. It's going to be at the top. The mayor's office, top floor. Why do all the rich and the powerful want to be at the top? Because the higher you are up, the more you can see. The higher you are up, the smaller things appear to you. The higher you are up, you can maneuver things differently in your mind because you have what they call the bird's eye view. Well, when you get the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad into your head, when you get that proper knowledge of self, God, the time and what must be done, knowledge of the enemy, it begins to raise you in intelligence. And the more you're raised in intelligence, the higher you up. You go to that penthouse suite. You go to that presidential suite. You get to be on the top floor in the government building. And then at a certain point, you'll be 40 miles above civilization. Now you get up that high, guess what you can do? You can move in any direction you want to move at 9,000 miles per hour. You can get anything done you want to get done because you've got that bird's eye view. You've been raised in wisdom.
What is up? What is up? What is up? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, whoever you are, wherever you are. I always say, stay to the positive, never to the negative. Always remember that. Go up in the day, baby. You play, you only get one life to live. You better live it for today. That's facts. Stay ablazing, stay amazing, stay true, stay you, no matter what you're doing.